So now let's talk about, is there support for the God hypothesis? In video 2.5, we asked the question, how honest are we? And there's this quote by Sir Francis Crick, who was the co-discoverer of DNA. He said, an honest man, armed with all the knowledge available to us now, could only state that in some sense the origin of life appears at the moment to almost be a miracle. So many other conditions which would have to have been satisfied to get it going. He made that statement in 1981. We're now roughly 45 years later. So in 1981, we knew some things, but since then, our understanding has grown geometrically. And so over 40 years later, we know the conditions are much, much more complex. So what Sir Francis Crick thought was a miracle, almost a miracle at that time, is now a huge miracle that we see. And so if we were to take his statement and just expand on it a little, we talk about this simple argument. And by the way, what we'll see are some simple arguments here that we'll expand on later. But I just want to tease you with this. Simple argument number one. Evolution needs the simplest cell to get started. But it is impossible for the simplest first cell to have come about by chance. It is a miracle for the first cell to have occurred, using Francis Crick's words. A miracle needs a God, so God created the simplest first cell. Now, I'm not claiming this is a strong argument. I'm just saying this is something to consider. A simple argument number two is that evolution needs the simplest cell to get started. What we saw is that the simplest cell is a well-designed, very complex thing. It's like a space station. A design needs a designer, and that designer is God. Again, not a super robust argument, but just something to consider. Lastly, if someone believes in evolution without direction or God, you can say, I didn't know you believed that the International Space Station could form by chance from random space dust. And they'll probably say, what are you talking about? I didn't say that. I just said I believe in evolution. And then what you want to say is, what I'll explain is that the simplest cell, which evolution requires, is more complex than the International Space Station.